Hello everyone, this is Dan from the TheTriniGardener channel and I'm so excited for this video. I know you all going to like this one. This is going to be my first garden tour where I'm going to be showing you my heirloom tomatoes. Now an heirloom tomato is not like the regular tomatoes you get in most markets, even if it's a farmer's market or the supermarket. An heirloom tomato is a variety of tomato that has been preserved sometimes over hundreds of years. It's the same variety that wasn't cross-pollinated, it didn't mix with anything else, that it was never hybridized, and it's become an heirloom, just like your family might have family heirlooms. All right, I have three varieties in this bed behind me, and I have one more variety that I'm going to show you all growing in a container. I'm really excited for this one, so stay tuned and let's get to it. Now I wanted to bring this video to you all for a long time. I didn't get a chance up until now. So the trees have been a little bit beaten up by the weather. There's been a lot of moisture, so some fungal issues and some yellowing of the leaves, which is completely normal with tomatoes, especially because as the fruit starts to ripen, the tomatoes actually start to pull nutrients from the lower branches and brings that up to the fruit itself to help ripen the fruit. So the trees, when they're nice and green and lush, normally the fruit is not as ripe just yet. When the fruit starts to ripen, the tree starts to look a little bit yellow. So it's kind of a give and take. So I'm going to be doing a mixture of some footage from a few weeks ago before the fruit was fully ripe, but the trees are really nice and pretty. And today where the fruit is nice and ripe, but the trees are a little bit brown, a little bit yellow, completely normal. I've harvested so many tomatoes from these trees behind me. It's just 6 trees and I've harvested so many heirloom tomatoes, mostly given away to friends and family. And today I'm going to show you all what those look like, what they looked like a few weeks ago and what they look like today. And a bonus at the end of the video, if you stick around, there'll be a taste test of these tomatoes and I'll explain a little bit more about the background of what these tomatoes are. So stay tuned. Okay, so we're going to be starting off with the white cherry tomato, heirloom of course. This variety originated in the US. This has produced so well for me, better than I expected. This lower branch here is nothing compared to the other branches. Look at the clusters of tomatoes and they're all almost identical. The colors when it's ripe, it's just a really nice sort of really faded out yellow, right? And it's just producing like crazy. This variety is great for salads, you know, just a little bit of balsamic vinegar, some salt in your salads, amazing, really, really perfect. And this tree has grown to just around 8 feet and it's still going. Like these wooden stakes were up to 7 feet and then I had to put a piece of PVC pipe to give it more room to grow because it's just going up and up. I can't even reach it up with my hands. Really, really, really good. We're moving on to the black Vernissage tomato now. This variety originated up in the Ukraine, so near Russia there. And Vernissage means the exposition of art or something that has to do with art. If you look at these tomatoes, these amazing, beautiful trussels of this tomato, you can see why it's considered something artistic. It's so nice, it produces so well. The fruit is so delicious, right? It's a little bit acidic, right? So not as sweet as the cherry tomato, but it produces so well. This is an indeterminate variety like the cherry tomato, so it's growing up and up. It's not as tall as the cherry tomato, but even this is, you know, hovering around the 8 feet status. Really, really good tomato. The last variety in this plant bed is the Cherokee Purple tomato, which is a type of beefsteak tomato. Beefsteaks are known for getting nice and big. This tomato can be traced back to the 1800s, right? It was said that the Cherokee Indians of North America, they pretty much grew this tomato, this variety here. So just the idea that I now in 2021 could be growing the exact same variety, the exact same tomato that Cherokee Indians would have been growing for themselves and their families however many hundreds and decades, you know, decades or centuries ago. It's just amazing. It feels like you're part of something bigger, you know, sort of a fraternity or of just, you know, tomato growers. And I'm just enthusiast of tomatoes. And yeah, this is the Cherokee Purple. It's so nice and buttery. It turns purple when it's ripe. It's very, very buttery. There's a very nice smoky flavor to it, right? This one here is the first one to have ripened. It cracked a bit because of the weather pattern in Trinidad, but it's supposed to be crack resistant up in the cold. Really, really good, nice smoky tomato, amazing for sandwiches, for BLTs. Really, really good, highly recommended. this Cherokee Purple. So we're just coming around to the other side of the bed now, right? This is again another black vernissage. This one didn't grow as much as the other side, right? Don't know, not sure why, probably it's a sunlight issue, but just look how beautiful this fruit is. I think this one is actually even truer to the gene of the black vernissage. It's such a nice dark red, right? Almost purple color with those green stripes. Really good. I'm just, you know, a bit sad that it didn't grow as tall as the other black vernissage, but it's fine. That's gardening. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And here is another white cherry tomato. This one also didn't grow as big as the ones on the other side there, but the produce that I did get does taste still spectacular. Love this tomato. Can't wait to try these tomatoes for you guys. Okay, so it's time to dig in and try some of these tomatoes for you and let you know what I think about them in real time. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're going to start with the taste test with a white cherry tomato, right? Just so pretty. It just blows my mind sometimes how pretty these tomatoes are. Okay, so I'm just going to get a nice ripe one like this one here. Right, it literally falls off the stem because it's just so ripe. Okay, I'm going to try this one. I don't put any chemicals on my tomatoes. I know I should, in theory, wash this, but to be honest, I'm going to risk it. Wow, guys, this is literally like eating a grape, right? It's a cherry tomato. It doesn't taste like a cherry. It literally tastes like a sweet grape. And I'll tell you what, if you come out here with a little bit of salt, maybe some black pepper, some pepper sauce, just dip one of these in it, literally like a little mini chow that you'll be getting. Just so nice. Okay, so I'm going to get one of these black vernissage now, right? These didn't get as black as I expected them to, but still, it's such a pretty fruit. So pretty. Falls off the stem. There's some crack in here due to just the crazy weather patterns we've been having, just dry and then rain. It's completely normal. Going to also risk this one. Okay, this one is a little bit bigger than a cherry. All right, so let's take a bite out of this. Let you all know what I think, right? Wow, that is good. I will say it's not as sweet as the white cherry, so this is something I'd eat more like in a salad, right? Or maybe just balance it out with something that'll be sweet, like some sweet onion or something like that in a salad to balance out the sort of tanginess in this tomato. But it's really pretty. And it's so tasty. It's just a little bit more acidic. I happen to like acid, right? I like kind of the sourness, but not everyone may like it. All right, so I'll just finish this. Now the last one in theory should be these Cherokee Purple tomato, right? However, because I only have 3 on the tree here, I'm going to be leaving these for seed. Okay, so I'm just going to take one that I had picked from the kitchen, right? It's in the kitchen there, and I'll just get a slice of it and I'll do the taste test using that, because I just thought about it now and I don't want to risk losing these seeds. Very important that I save these seeds here. Really good to have heirloom seeds. Okay, so there we go. I just got this Cherokee Purple from inside the kitchen, right? It's almost perfect, just a tiny bit of cracking over there. Again, the weather can't do anything about it. Right, so I'm just going to slice through this, show you all what it looks like in the middle, and we'll do the taste test. All right, so I'm just going to take a slice from the very bottom here. It slices so easily because of how ripe it was, and it riped on the vine as well. Right, this is what it looks like in the center. It's a little unusual, right? You can see little green veins as well running along, right? That's very a telltale sign of heirloom tomatoes, but also beefsteak tomatoes, because Cherokee Purple, as I said before, it is part of the beefsteak family. All right, so it's so buttery, so sweet, a slight tang in it. I'll tell you, but this is really good, not just in a salad, but in a if you make like a BLT, you do any your own subs home, really good in a sandwich. It also melts really well. When you put cheese on the tomato, you melt that in the microwave or like on a tower. Perfect combination. Just really good. Highly recommended. Every year I'm definitely going to be growing these Cherokee Purple tomatoes. Really, really perfect. The Cherokee people knew exactly what they were talking about when they grew these tomatoes. Wow, so refreshing. Really, really good. Highly, highly recommended. Cherokee Purple. You can't buy this anywhere in Trinidad, so grow it your own. Get up and get growing. Okay, so another bonus is another heirloom tomato, which I will not be taste testing. This is a big rainbow tomato. It's an heirloom tomato as well. Funny story, when I bought this, the guy just gave me the plant for free because it was such a tiny plant, right? He really didn't think it would make it. He told me to baby it and see what would happen, and yeah, it's an indeterminate variety. It's grown up. I didn't get much from it. Again, it was a fairly sick plant when I got it, but I'm so excited and happy for having at least these two tomatoes where I can leave them on the stem, let them mature really well, and harvest the seeds and hopefully have big rainbow seeds for the next growing season. Okay folks, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing the different varieties of tomatoes that I have growing here. Remember to check out the Instagram at TheTriniGardener. I post a lot of content from my garden on there, and if you want to also tag me on Instagram when you put up pictures of your nice garden, you can tag TheTriniGardener. Remember, this is Dylan from the TriniGardener channel reminding you to get up and get growing. Take care.